Truma, makers of the Combi Heater and iNet system, are proud to sponsor Practical Motorhome TV.
Welcome back to Practical Motorhome TV and to the NEC, of course. Coming up, we've got some more cracking van reviews. Sadly not this little beauty, because we're keeping things a little bit more up to date. Now don't worry, you're not at Crufts. This is in fact the NEC, so just ignore all those yapping dogs in the background. So we're here to have a look at the Globe Car Camp Scout Revolution, a mighty fine 4-berth on a 6.36 metre long panel van base. Globe Car doesn't need much of an introduction because it is a true innovator in the panel van market, and this particular van is full of some fine design thinking. So let's have a look and see exactly what it is. Now, an electrically operated drop-down double bed in a panel van conversion is a pretty impressive feat because it really opens up the space and allows you to make the most of it. Now, this comes as standard. This bed at the bottom here makes this van a 4-berth, but you don't have to have it. If you're an outdoorsy type and you need this storage area for your outdoor stuff like your canoes, motorbikes, scooters, anything like that, then you can use this part for that instead. Now, the other great thing about the drop-down bed is that you can operate it from here in the kitchen thanks to this handy switch, and that's in addition to the one at the back of the vehicle. Now, I mentioned earlier some other innovations that Globe Car has brought to the panel van conversion market, and this is one of them, the walk-through washroom. Washroom, you say? I can't see one of those. Where is it? Well, it's actually here, behind this tambour door. Look at that, a full washroom including a swivel loo and a shower head that comes out from the sink. And it attaches up there. Perfect, and a great innovation that has been copied by many other manufacturers. And if you're wondering about the spray contacting the rest of the vehicle, well, don't worry about that, because I can just pull this right across. Now, a van conversion like this certainly has to make the most of the available space, and I think Globe Car really pulls it off here. There's a sink here, and that's a really workable size, and that's next to 2 gas burners. And if you're worried about a perceived lack of work surface, then worry no longer, because you can pull this little section up at the end, perfect for chopping up the salad and maybe even opening the door onto the great outdoors while you're doing it. Very sociable. Now, there is an oven option. It goes in here in lieu of one of these cupboards, and obviously that is a cost optional extra that you can specify when you order the van. And if you are worried about any more space to do some chopping or food preparation, then don't forget that the lounge table has a handy extending section that pulls out as easily as that. Now, the lounge is pretty versatile too. In addition to the table section here that rotates just where you need it, you'll notice there are 2 belted travel seats, making 4 in total, with the cab seats that are rotated here. And in case you're wondering, this van is based on the Fiat Ducato with a 2.3 litre engine producing 130 bhp. But there's one more trick that this lounge has up its sleeve. And hey presto, an extra berth in the lounge. How clever is that? And that makes 5 in total, or 3 if you don't have the lower double at the back. Bear in mind though that you only have 4 travel seats, so if you are sleeping 5 up, then obviously that person cannot be transported during the day. The Globe Car Camp Scout Revolution starts at $47,995. It has an MTPLM of 3,500 kilograms, so anyone can drive it on a standard car license. The payload is 580 kilograms, and I counted 11 overhead lockers in there, and that's in addition to a couple of cubbies and that space at the back should you choose not to use it as a rear bedroom. Now, this kind of van conversion is going to prove very popular for discerning couples who want to keep things compact and organised on the road, and in that sense you have to say that this Globe Car Camp Scout could really be where your touring revolution kicks in. So far in this series, we've done a few models that are rear lounges, a perennial favourite of the British motor caravanner. And the Elddis Accord 120 is another great example of the genre. And the other good thing about this range is it's particularly affordable, and it's barely wider than a panel van conversion, so no worries about having a large footprint. Now, a rear lounge motorhome makes sense if you're going to be spending any amount of time indoors, and let's face it, in our climate that is always a risk. The lounge at the back is very sociable indeed, with these parallel sofas, triple aspect windows, a roof light up above, and behind me here a caravan style centre chest. You can exchange that though if you want wraparound seating, and that is a cost option. At night times, the parallel seating converts into a very comfortable bed using the caravan style slats that pull out from just under here. The whole process takes less than a minute. The 120's compact galley has all the essentials covered. You get a decent sized sink, 3 gas burners, combination oven and grill, and a fridge with separate freezer compartment. That's in addition to overhead lockers that pass the cereal box test, and if you're wondering about preparation space, you drop these lids and snap up this handy extension. And that's in addition to another little flap over here on this side, a perfect little staging post for serving meals in the lounge. The kit count continues with this handy bracket for sticking a TV on, and that's next to the half-length wardrobe, which is where you stash the lounge table. Now, the multi-function washroom is one of those arrangements where the toilet floor is in fact the shower tray. But don't worry, you still get a very natty vanity unit with this smart-looking sink, and the shower attachment is completely separate from the wash basin. For 2017, the Peugeot Boxer comes with a brand new engine. It's a 2-litre unit producing 130 bhp. It's leaner and greener than its predecessor. This van's MTPLM is 3,300 kilograms, so obviously very light, and it has a whopping payload, 732 kilograms from memory, I feel. A couple of other things of note in the cab: steering wheel controls, because this is a Peugeot Boxer, which are very handy indeed. And you also get the cup holders that used to feature in the Ducato. The Elddis Accord 120 starts from £38,349 on the road. I think it'd make a great starter van for a couple new to motor caravanning. It's an honest layout with a great level of specification, that large bed in the back in the rear lounge. And don't forget, the parallel seating is long enough to be used as single beds. So all in all, a pretty good investment. And thanks to Elddis's solid body shell construction, it has a 10-year warranty. So what's not to like about that? Swift has shaken up the panel van conversion market for 2017 by rebooting the Auto Cruise offering. Last year, the van behind me was the Auto Cruise Forte. This season, it's the Auto Cruise Select 184. What does Select mean? Simple. You start with a very basic specification and you pimp it up to get the van you want by choosing a series of options packs. Now, the USP of the 184 is the fact that it has 2 lounges. This is the one at the back, obviously, and it has parallel seating and these barn doors to enable you to bring the outdoors indoors or take the indoors outdoors, whatever tickles your fancy. This particular van has the living pack of extra habitation goodies. So you get these wood grain effect lockers to go with the Truma Combi 4 heating and fresh and waste water tanks. Now, the lounge opens onto the camper-style kitchen, and look at it, the amount of worktop is very substantial. Equipment-wise, you get 2 gas burners, and that's next to a sink with one of these pop-up space-saving taps, all very good indeed. On the other side of the vehicle, a 50-litre compressor fridge. Very good, so you can certainly take things and give yourself a bit of a long range on the road. The toilet floor is in fact the shower tray, but you still get a shower and a wash basin in addition to the loo. Now, the Select 184 comes in 2 flavours. You can have it with a seat under the window here facing out, or alternatively with another dinette option here, making 4 travel seats in total. And if you choose the dinette option, the table that stores up there comes down here, fits into this space. With the rotated seats, you can see it's an extremely viable front lounge. Open the side door and you've got a fantastic panoramic vision of the great outdoors. And this van has another upgrade. The engine is the 130 bhp version, an improvement on 115 bhp, and that costs £995. Now, the on-the-road price of this particular vehicle with the drivers and living packs is £44,570. Let's not forget the starting price is just under 40k. Now, some would say that's clever marketing from Swift, but turn it on its head for a moment and at least it allows the customer to choose the van they actually want. They can start with a low spec and add bits as they're going along, perhaps doing even a little bit of it themselves. And let's face it, who doesn't love a bit of DIY? Sadly, that's all we've got time for from the NEC and for this week's show. We'll be back soon with some more cracking van and site reviews, plus friendly independent advice from our expert Diamond Dave. In the meantime, you can keep in touch with us via our website, Facebook or Twitter. Until next time then, tour safe and take care.
Truma, makers of the Combi heater and iNet system, are proud to sponsor Practical Motorhome TV.